Having your first surgery can be pretty scary, or having any surgery for that matter. I recently had my very first surgery. I had an open myomectomy, which is basically when the doctor gives you a C-section cut to remove a large tumor. Now again, this was my very first surgery, so of course I did a lot of research. I asked a lot of questions. I'm sure this is going to be different for everyone, but these are just 5 things that I'm glad I knew and 5 things I wish I knew before having my procedure. Let's start with the things that I'm glad I knew. Number 1, the gas. I was told that you were going to have horrible gas pains after a surgery because they fill your stomach with air so they can do what they need to do. So I was told to buy Gas X and peppermint tea because that would help alleviate some of that gas. And the gas is serious. It's not just in your stomach. It traveled up to my shoulder, so I was having shoulder pains. But after about a day or 2, I don't know if it was the Gas X or the peppermint tea, whichever, it definitely helped. Number 2, clothing. I had an abdominal surgery, so I was told don't have anything touch your stomach or my incision there. So before my surgery, I just went on Amazon and I bought several nightgowns, just loose fitting clothing, because you do not want anything touching your incision. So whatever type of surgery you get, wherever your incision is, make sure you get loose fitting clothing. Number 3, your errands and all of your chores. I knew that I was going to be really slow after my surgery. I wouldn't be able to move around a lot. So I made sure all of my things were in order before my procedure. All of my laundry, I did all my bed sheets, all of my grocery shopping, all of my cleaning. You'll feel so much better if you come home after surgery to a clean house. Anything you need to get done before your surgery, if you can, get it done. Because after your procedure, you're not going to be wanting to do any random chores like this. Number 4, my medication schedule. I was very religious about keeping my medicine on a schedule. I had a notepad next to where I was sleeping, and I would write down whenever I took my medication. So if I took it at 3 o'clock, I would write down what I took at 3 o'clock, and then I would set the alarm on my phone for the next time I needed to take it, so I would not miss a dose, because I was told that once the pain sets in, it's going to be harder to alleviate it after that. So, and having that notepad and keeping track of it all and then putting it on my phone to remind me when to take it definitely helped. Number 5, chargers when you're at the hospital. I was told do not forget your phone charger or any other electronics you take. Make sure you have your chargers with you, because when I got my surgery, it was during COVID-19, so I had to be by myself. No one could come with me. And I was on my phone constantly texting people, FaceTiming people, calling people, just to tell them how I was doing after the surgery, and because you're kind of bored just sitting there all by yourself. So again, do not forget your chargers for any electronics you need. I personally brought an extension cord with me when I went because I didn't know how far away the plug was gonna be from the bed I was staying in. And I'm really glad I did, because my phone cord would not have reached from the wall to my bed, so I would not have been able to keep my phone plugged in. So again, don't forget those chargers. Now let's go to the 5 things I wish I knew before my procedure. Number 1, sleep. I had no idea how hard it was going to be for me to sleep because I couldn't get comfortable. I had an abdominal surgery, so I couldn't lay on my side. I'm a side sleeper. I couldn't get comfortable that way. I had to sleep on my back, arched up in weird ways with one arm here and all these pillows around me. It was insane. I just could not sleep comfortably at all. And that was one thing I do wish I knew, because I would have probably bought more pillows or one of those slanted pillows online to help prop me up more. I slept on the couch for the first 2 weeks because that was a little more comfortable than sleeping in my bed. Number 2, just the emotional toll the procedure is going to take on me. I had heard stuff and seen things, but I didn't realize how down I would be after the procedure. Now, it was not every day. I'd say the first few weeks, there were 2 days that I was just really bummed out, and I guess all of the emotions of just getting this procedure done, getting the surgery, all the big changes I had just gone through, just hit me on those days. So, number 3, just how physically weak I would be. you don't realize all the things you take for granted, like getting off your couch or sitting in a chair, even lifting things. I was so physically weak after my procedure. I remember when I was leaving the hospital, getting out of my bed and getting into the wheelchair was so difficult for me. Just the act of sitting down, and it was super low, and then just having to push yourself back in it, it was so difficult. But again, I did not know how physically weak I would be after getting it done. Number 4, showering. It was really difficult for me to shower because I could not get my incision wet. So you have to kind of stand there in awkward positions. And fortunately, my shower is a standalone shower, so I didn't have to step over a tub to get inside of it. So that was a little easier for me, but just not getting it wet and turning and just physically the act of showering, something you do every day, it was so difficult. I couldn't bend down to get my shampoo and conditioner or my body wash, so I actually found a stool that I had, a plastic stool that was in my pantry, and I put it in my shower so I could prop the things up higher so I could actually reach them. So that was another thing that definitely helped me, is having that little plastic stool inside of my showers so I didn't have to bend down. I mean, I couldn't bend down, so I could actually reach the things I needed to shower. And the 5th thing I wish I knew before having my procedure was to always keep a pillow nearby. Again, I had an abdominal surgery, and you do not realize if you laugh, if you sneeze, if you cough, that is going to hurt like you wouldn't even believe. So I learned this after. If you keep a pillow nearby, a small pillow, you can kind of press it against your stomach if you're going to cough or sneeze, and that helps to alleviate at least a little bit of the pain. And I wish I had one on the drive home as well, because going over speed bumps, and we went over railroad tracks from the hospital to my house, and just all those bumps going over them, that hurt as well. So if I did have a pillow with me that day, that would have alleviated some of that pain. I'm not a doctor. I have no medical experience. Again, these are just my opinions and my experience I had after having my first surgery. And I'm sure a lot of people have different experiences or different tips and tricks. So if you do have any, please tell me and share them with everyone else. Again, I had the open myomectomy procedure, so if you would like to know more about my decision to have that procedure done, or a little bit about my recovery after it, I'm going to link those stories below.